Hey, this is RenderPie. So decided to kind of record the creation of Five Night at Shrek Hotels. I'm just planning to start over again. I've been creating the game, but I just wanted to record it from scratch. So yeah, let's move forward. Um, so first thing, we need to install some applications. The first one is Git. The second one is Visual Studio Code. And the third one is Unity Hub. So I've already downloaded them. I'm going to install them one by one. I'll start with this Git and make sure that that is installed correctly. So I'm going to press yes. I'm using Windows machine, but it's the same kind of on the Mac, a little bit different UI. So for the Git, I'm just going to press next, next, next all over till we'll get to the install button, and that's it. Okay, that's good. I'm going to uncheck this and press finish. The next one would be Visual Studio Code. I've downloaded the user one, not the system one, and I'll accept, next, next, next again. I'll make sure I check these two. Desktop icon, no, I don't need that. Next, install. Okay, so this is installing. Yep. I don't want to run it, but let's run it. Finish. I'm just going to make sure that I pin it down here. So I'm just going to say pin to the taskbar, and that's it. I'm going to close it. Then I'm going to go with the Unity Hub setup. So let's install this one. Yes. Close this. We don't need that anymore. Install. Cool. Run Unity Hub. Yes, we want to run it. It's got a few more steps that we need to move forward with. So I've already logged in, as you can see, because I went and on my browser I logged in. But if you've not logged in, make sure you create an account. I'm not going to go through that. There's plenty of tutorials out there how you can create an account on Unity and how to log in. So what we want to do, we want to install um, the Unity editor itself. So official release, and I'm going to say install editor. And I'm not going to use this latest one. I'm going to go one back. I'm going to use the LTS one. And I'm going to use this version 6.3 for now. Okay. So it's up to you. I'm just going to start with this one. So install. Now it's asking me what you want to install. Now I'm using Visual Studio Code. I usually install this because of the installation of the .NET framework and so on. So sometimes out of the box, Visual Studio Code might not work fine with Unity. So I'm going to leave this one to be checked, and it's going to install it. It's fine. But then I'm going to change the settings to use Visual Studio Code because it's just much faster. And then I'm going to scroll down. Of course, if you've got a Linux machine, you can install these too. If you've got a Windows machine like me, I'm going to install this one. Not interested in the web at the moment. And if you've got a Mac, you go for these two. So it seems okay for me. I don't need any Android stuff at the moment. And that's it. That seems cool. I'm just going to say continue. And it's going to ask me that it's going to install the Visual Studio, Microsoft Visual Studio. I'm just going to say yes, install. We'll wait till the download finishes. I'm going to post the video now, but when it's downloaded and it's installed, I'm going to come back. Okay, so the download is done. Now it's going through the installation. Um, Sometimes you realize that it's opening Visual Studio Installer in the background, so be aware of that one. We'll see that. So as you can see now, the Visual Studio executed, but it just went back there. And I'm going to click on it, so it appears. Just two menus, exactly one over the other one. It takes quite a lot of time, at least for me. So you might need to wait for a long time till this gets done. And as soon as it's done, we'll get back to this point. Okay, so seems that we've got everything installed. Let's double check. I'm going to run the Visual Studio, Microsoft Visual Studio, just to make sure everything's good. Sign in. I don't want to sign in at the moment. We're always going to go with dark, and I'm going to select C#. Okay. Fantastic. Continue without code. I'm just going to pin it down here. Okay. There's no harm in it. So later on, I would sign in with my account. So I get a little bit of AI with Copilot, and let's see how it goes. Now that we are happy with this, let's move on. Let's see what we have. Nothing. I'm just going to delete these. I don't need them anymore. Close this. So we're going to create our first project, and then I'm going to set up the GitHub, and then I'm going to create a repository on there and connect my game to that Git. So for now, I'm just going to create a project. So project, a new project. If you are already on learning, make sure you come over here and select Encore. And over here, Universal 3D is what we want to select. You've got your Unity organization here. It's probably your username. That's fine. Just leave it as it is. But down here, I'm going to name my project Shrek 3. Just for simplicity. I know it's going to have a different name, like Five Nights at Shrek 3 Hotel or whatever. But for now, we're going to just name it something simple. And we've got two options. One is to be on cloud and one is to be local project. I'm going to keep it local for now. And then you give it a location. This is what I've put as a location in just the root of drive C and created a folder. You can put it anywhere. Just for the people who have Windows machine, Windows do sometimes you might activate the OneDrive, and probably it's best not to create your project on the desktop or inside my documents, because it's going to always keep syncing with the OneDrive and it's going to be a pain in the butt. So we're going to avoid that location. We're just going to create one here. AI assistant, no, I don't want it at the moment. Source control provider, no, I don't want it. I want to do it myself manually. And I guess that's it. And then we're going to say create project. So this is going to take quite a while. Okay, so be prepared. First time when Unity runs or whenever you create a project, it's going to take ages, and it's going to take quite a lot of files and create a lot of them and take quite a lot of space on your hard disk. So be patient. I'm going to pause. I'm not going to let you watch this all along. And then when it's done, I'm going to come back. Okay, our project is ready. So before we make any changes, I want to connect this to my repo because I want to commit the changes and move through it step by step. But before that, I want to change my editor to Visual Studio Code. So I would go inside Edit, Preferences, and go inside my external tools And from here, the external script editor, I'm going to choose Visual Studio Code. And I guess that's it. That should be fine. Yep. If there's any other settings, we will go through it later on. I know that there's quite a few settings that I usually apply those, but this is a Hyper-V machine, so in order to me, for just to start very fresh, I've set up this virtual machine so we can go through it together. But later on, I would update you on the settings that we want to go through. So that's done. Let's test this. So I'm going to right click here, create, and I'm going to create a mono behavior script. And I'm going to double click on it and see what editor gets open. And thank God it's VS Code, and we're happy about that. Okay, now it's telling me that you need some extensions. I'm going to go through these one by one later on. I'm not going to do it now. But before we go through any extensions or any setups, we're going to set up our Git repository and connect to the GitHub. Okay, let's close this, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.